did you all prepare an owl to share on this superb owl day?
A what?
It's the superb owl day.
You know this is gonna end up getting posted in like May, and people are not gonna have any idea what you're talking about.
I'm really not catering my commentary to the one person watching this on YouTube.
Wow, that one person's gonna feel really upset when they see this in March.
And then it's gonna become 0 people.
Sorry, you can join our Discord at Impact Gaming Community and tell me much piece of a shit I am.
Yeah, Bill.
The
If
gauntlet
their
has
name is Bill, I just blew their mind.
the gauntlet has been thrown down, and Bill is currently shitting his pants.
Well, he will be in March.
Yeah. What he doesn't realize is that it's already been locked and loaded. The bowel movement is just waiting. Like a hunter ready to strike.
Ren, do I share with him that gif I sent you?
Please don't.
I want to see it.
Do I?
Yeah, Rin doesn't speak for me. Show me.
Should I be worried?
Definitely spoiler tag it, because it is a dude literally just shitting.
Speaking of dudes literally just shitting, I watched what is it? Fuck. What's the name of the movie? It's a Stephen King book about alien Dreamcatcher. I watched Dreamcatcher again. The fucking parasite coming out of that dude's ass every time gets me.
Why would you even watch that?
Because it's good. I don't know. It's a fun movie.
I've seen it twice, and both times I felt so bad for the dog that it ruined the movie for me.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so I haven't started it yet, but this looks like he's about to attain lift. Just based on how his legs are positioned.
Holy shit. That's the most casual thing I've ever fucking seen.
One swift movement.
I've never seen someone go up like that. I've never seen someone shit in a corner like that.
Fastest pooper in the West. Once killed 5 men in one poop.
Yeah, I am still questioning why Ren married me too. Because I sent this to him a couple of days ago and I'm not stopped laughing about it.
The fucking comments are a gold mine.
I like the one about olive oil.
I'd be disgusted right now if I wasn't so damn impressed with the speed of that shit. Amazon manager wants to know his location.
Well, why don't we go ahead and get started now? That my entire life has been derailed.
It's been derailed since you married me. Every day is just this over and over and over.
So, what happened last week after the bit of a boss fight you guys had?
We got in trouble.
Not yet.
Say, did you?
We got sent to the principal's office.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're getting a chance
No.
to explain ourselves.
No. We didn't get sent to the principal's office. We sent we sent the nurse after the gym teacher, who just happened to be in the principal's office, and we decided, you know what, this sounds like a good idea to watch this. And then we got in trouble. Or then the principal noticed us.
Like, we were just there.
Well, I don't think you were just there. You did kind of cause another international incident.
Did we?
What's one more?
We like decreased the foglands by a significant amount.
Yeah, but
But
we
that's
also
a good
released
thing, isn't it?
a fog-creating dragon into the world.
A very angry fog creating dragon.
I mean, let's. They don't need to know we did that.
Too late.
No,
Fuck.
Pretty sure we already told them.
it wouldn't be that hard to figure it out either. We are the ones who went in that direction to do something.
Yeah, at least Connery's ex knows.
Yeah, I'm remembering correctly, the way the series of events went was you basically explained to your mom, quote unquote, everything you did, and she just marched straight to Bailmore's office and was like, "Okay, look."
Yeah, we've been escorted to the principal's office.
She went to go search for wood.
So the time for, oh, that wasn't us, probably has passed.
Long since
Is
passed.
anyone here really good at lying?
Mitty?
Not
No.
Got it. Besides, I'd have disadvantage because parents.
Pretty sure deception is a charisma check, and Mitty no goo at that.
Yeah.
Even though you just got styled up for it?
And Mitty is also he's also a good boy. His mom doesn't appreciate lying.
What about his other mom?
Mitty's real mom would probably also not be cool with it, because, like, I imagine, like, you know, be brave enough to confront any situation or some shit like that. I don't know.
Oh, I was referring to the Winter Seed.
Oh. My friend?
Totally harmless friend.
Yeah, totally harmless friend.
I have the feeling she's probably, no pun intended, pretty chill about lying.
Yeah, I get it.
She hasn't lied to us yet.
That you know of.
So she's either innocent or really good at it.
And I choose to believe that she is innocent.
Right, well, I believe we left off with you in the proverbial principal's office. I think I mentioned, um, besides Mish's mom and dad and Bailmore, who is the hunt master of the city, you guys see Vanessa in there. Who else did I mention? The Goodnight Lyseer is there as well. A few people that you guys definitely don't recognize, but look like important people in the city, perhaps. And I believe the last question that was asked was Bailmore silencing the room and asking, "Who the hell you are?"
We're nobody.
Alright, so the floor is yours.
Have you not heard the legend of the Soul Devourer?
At that point, before Vanilla even speaks, Miss just like puts a hand over his mouth, like, "Nope, we're not doing that joke. That joke is stupid."
Can you reach that high?
Yes.
Connery will pick her up.
So the silence just stretches in the room as everyone's just staring at this mummery.
The one person that was trying to talk is currently being muffled by a hand.
Like, so we are a band of adventurers who I asked to come along with helping purify what was the name of the place out of character? The Arcanery?
Yeah, gotcha.
That I sought to help me purify the Arcanery.
Mish, you don't need to be so humble in this situation. Feel free to tell him how you managed to single-handedly fight off that giant dragon.
Shut up! Like, Mish is now, like, literally bounces off Benali and is, like, literally jumping in front of Mitty almost comically.
As I'm like twice your height, and you're trying to cover my mouth.
Yeah, so like now there's like that image of like that short kid trying to jump in front of his parent, like stop talking, like that sort of deal.
A battle that will be spoken of for ages to come.
Shut up! Where did you even come up with that idea?
Well, I witnessed it.
Like she's literally just spitting.
Yeah, you'll all hear Vanessa giggle from behind one of her one of the backs of her hand as she'll just turn to Belmore and say, "These are the individuals involved with that spat in the corridor with the hunters I told you about the other day."
Oh yeah. Are they awake yet?
Oh yes, and recovered quite nicely.
That's good. I hope those machines didn't, though.
Belmore will once again thunk his walking stick on the stone floor and say, "So you're the wandering adventurer types, are you?"
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't really put a label on it, but sure.
Do you do it for sense of justice or for coin, or what is your angle?
I was tasked to do it, and I asked them to help me.
Fine. Yeah, I did it because I was asked.
I did it for the fun of it.
Judging by your camaraderie in this instance, I gather this was not your first occasion working together. We will get to the specifics, but I wish to know the character of the people I am speaking to. What has brought you together, and what is it that you are seeking?
Oh, well, that's easy. Well, one of those is easy. What brought us together was a threat of a demon incursion. That's been taken care of. What we're seeking is I'll kind of turn to the rest of them. What? I know what I'm seeking. What's the rest of you guys looking for?
My god. I cannot recognize your voice without the modulator. I keep forgetting who you are.
Oh shit! It's not on, is it?
No, it's not. Like I can hear you lowering your voice manually.
It's funny because I still do it even with I still lower it even with the mod on.
It took me like a full couple lines of you speaking to realize who you were.
Who's this eloquent MIDI?
50 octaves higher. MIDI. Hold on, it's loading up.
Okay, that's better.
There we go. There's the MIDI I know.
The bear is with us.
I'm back, man.
As I believe he asked the rest of you what you were looking for.
Answers.
I'm not really looking for anything. I was, and that actually makes me shut up and think. Huh.
Well, specifically, I'm looking for a friend of mine that disappeared, but in the broader sense, I'm looking for adventure, which is kind of what following this lot has allowed me to do.
You see him nodding kind of generally and turns from each of you. He's looking at you now, Cal.
Yes.
Answer the question.
I missed the question. I was taking a drink of my coffee.
You were what?
He's asking you guys why are you working together? What are you looking for essentially?
Oh. I wasn't looking for anything in particular. I was just along for the ride, really.
For such a ununanimous and lacking conviction set of individuals I see before me, you've done something that centuries of hunters and delvers have been unable to do. Why?
Is that... Was it because you keep trying to use those toothpicks?
I mean, I did it out of duty. Like, duty and obligation to fulfill that duty. That's my reason for doing this.
Probably doesn't hurt that at least 2 of us in this room have been chosen and given powers by gods.
You'll see Billmore kind of like dismissively, like not snort, but like huff, almost like a bigger dog, if that makes sense. He'll just turn and look at your dad, Mish, and Arain and say, "Yes, well, we at Defiance have given host to many different cleriges over the years, and, well, their blessings have yet to amount to the change that you enacted today."
Because your gods don't love you as much as they love us.
And as before Connery can even finish, Mish will just like appear behind him and just smack him and hold his head down. And literally grab your head and force you to bow down.
What's the name of that?
And
Shut up.
What's the name of the ancient civilization again?
Tethys.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. That's akin to blasphemy. Shut up.
Oh, it probably didn't help that the grounds that you all live on were lived in by those that actively hunted and caged the gods themselves.
No, they did more than cage them.
Yeah, well,
casual blasphemous conversation.
I mean, if there was a Tethian here, they wouldn't be here anymore.
And the thing is, it's not blasphemy, that's kind of historical. But no, Mish is still holding Connery's head down.
To be clear, when I say chosen and given power by the gods, I don't mean in the clergy sort of sense. I mean, 2 of us have physically met gods who gave us powers.
Who?
You said who?
Well, I know Midden.
I mean,
Middy.
so, Vinali and I met Winter. I actively see Winter quite often now, and
Oh,
we
yeah, I
all
know.
saw
Middy. Who's the other one who's got
the Owl Lady.
That would be myself. And,
Oh, the one that we pissed off with the. I remember. Yeah.
Yes.
Mish is getting a workout, constantly pushing Connery's head down.
Yeah, because Connery's actively struggling against it. You better be careful; it might bite you.
You got a
No,
bite.
no,
He's
bad
snapping his
dog.
teeth.
Bad dog, we don't do blasphemy here. We don't say blasphemy here.
He's snapping his teeth. And he's gonna bite you if you don't let him go.
You're behaving like cats and dogs. Stop it.
Cats and wolves, thank you very much.
I don't know that cats and wolves have a predefined history like that.
They do now. It's starting today.
So the Huntmaster will consider that statement finale and kind of re-scan your party, and will, I guess, do a clarifying ask. So it is you seek to enact the will of these deities of yours, then? Is it their cause that brought you here?
Huh? Oh no. The reason we're here is was just in the on the way to somewhere else. This is just a stopover.
And then
You ain't even that
Ish
important.
was asked to clean the tower, so we helped her with that.
Having looked pretty sufficiently uncomfortable throughout this exchange, Malash will just look up at the Huntmaster and say, I sent the apprentice and her team to the Arcanery. It's the third or fourth time we've had to clear the place of fog haunts and specters, but nothing like this has... And he'll just trail off and look back at you questioningly, Mish.
Oh, that's what we were supposed to do. Oh, that would have been a lot easier.
And at that point, even Mish is like that processing gif.
Miss, you probably should have gotten more information before we left.
Yeah, no, I probably should have gotten more clarity. I was just told it was due for purification. Oh, we went. Oh dear. We
Well,
ended
that's
up
got to get you some bonus points for going above and beyond the Call of Duty.
Surely there's some extra credit for that.
And then I posted like a sweating gif earlier, but that's now Mish. Like under the sweltering gaze of literally under three of the most, I'm assuming one of the most highest authority figures she's spoken to.
Mitty's going to give Mish a big strong pat on the back and look towards his pseudo parents and say, "You two managed to raise a pretty strong one. I'll give you that."
Devourer of souls, cleanser of the fog.
And at that point, Mitty will just jump on Benali, just like, shut up about that. It's not funny.
You're right. It's not funny. It's supposed to strike terror in those that hear it.
It's
Connor's gonna
stupid
climb up.
sounding.
Except for
Connor's
us,
gonna
because
climb
it's
up
fucking
onto
hilarious.
So Connor's gonna what?
Connor's gonna climb up onto Mitty's shoulders where Mish can't get him anymore.
And then Mitty will just look at them and just say, "You see what I have to deal with?"
You mean Mish?
Yeah, Mish.
Yeah.
I'm Mitty. You're Mish.
Mish will just look at them as if saying, "You see what I deal with on the daily? This. I deal with this."
To be fair, we're trying to take this seriously. We're failing, but we are trying.
Casual drifters had no intention of causing this level of change, and yet overnight they have changed the course of history.
We have a tendency to do that. We stopped a war on this continent.
And we stopped the war. We brought back winter. Stopped demons from eating our god. We've actually been through quite a bit, haven't we?
Yeah.
Literally to hell and back.
Oh yeah, that was fun. And gross.
And at that point, Mish is now pantomiming, "Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up right now."
What
You should use
exactly motion would you be using to pantomime fuck, Mish?
Yeah.
Well, no, her expression is saying that, but like she's in front of everyone, like literally waving in front of her mouth and mouthing the words, "Shut the fuck up right now."
All right, we didn't talk about the trip to hell.
And that literally Mish is like, as if her mind snaps, she just tackles Vanal, like, shut up!
She can't shut all of us up.
True.
Cal will reach out and scruff the cat on the back of its shirt and pull Mitch off of an ollie.
Do I have a roll against, like, temporary paralysis?
No, I think we're fine with the slapstick comedy for the time being.
Okay.
But Balemore will turn to Lycere and will ask the good knight, what was that saying the Tethians were so fond of in their prophecies? And the knight will say, as the time drew near, they would begin to appear that would enact change where they walked. The light itself would seem to flock around them.
What?
Hear that, Mish? They had legends about you even back then.
Like, Mish is this close to just chucking Charity at this point.
To be fair, I wouldn't take the prophecies of the Tethians too seriously. They had all those seers, and they didn't manage to prevent their own demise.
Granted, even if they did, they'd probably be killed by now.
Oh, it's in the Lycere response, it's very clear to all here that the Tethians were lacking in some respects, but what they weren't in was foresight. The fact that we're still standing here today and you all have been causing such waves by exploring their ruins that still stand, dealing even to this very year with the mysteries that they set in motion.
Speaking of which, I suppose you'll want to know what we found while we were there.
The Huntmaster will just sort of nod, like, yeah, now you get it.
And assuming that I don't get interrupted, I will go over in detail.
So you guys basically impart that you found the Mist Dragon, whatever that might have been, and that you combated it, or how else would you phrase it?
We did glorious battle.
I think reading the room, I would leave out the part where Vinali was trying to intentionally free it.
Probably for the best.
Don't mention the chains at all.
Well, that'll be relevant. Do you mention the chains at all?
That I think I would mention. I would just imply that the dragon broke them.
And what was that about?
I guess I should rephrase. Are you going to try and mention the Dreaming Queen in this conversation?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay, there's a few moments of silence after you guys finish your explanations where different individuals seem to take this in at their own paces. Conry, you'll notice perhaps a bit, despite yourself, your eyes keep flicking back over to Vanessa. She doesn't seem overly bothered by these developments. This isn't really seemingly her purview, and she's kind of back to just staring at you.
Oh, God. Connor's gonna stay on Mitty's shoulders, and she can't reach him either.
We have combined to make one giant ass-kicking machine.
Yeah.
Mish, the firekeeper looks about ready to tell, to like rip Malash's ears off as soon as they get out of here. The purifier is genuinely confused by the seeming explanation of the mist dragon, and as you can see him trying to put the pieces together in his head.
It's like that picture of the woman trying to do math.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, that sounded terrible. The woman with the math symbols.
So wait, so then, does Finale also make mention of the fact that these ghosts or these spirits were just embodiments of regret, and what they were repeating over and over?
I don't know that he would have gone into too much detail because that's not really his purview. He wasn't paying too much attention to them. Also, he wasn't there for
Oh yeah, you
any
weren't
of
there
the
for
ghost
this one.
combat.
So then Mish would explain, when they were fighting the ghost, how they were just, as I said earlier, embodiments of regret and just shadows of. They weren't even people; they were just emotions.
Yeah, the purifier will perk up at sort of the unasked question. We'll say, in certain locations within the Foglands, we found undead that aren't spirits. They can't be cleansed in the same way that an undead should be able to be. You disperse them, and it's like over time the fog just puts them back together.
Hmm.
It's made purifying places like the Arcanery difficult because our efforts are temporary. I never expected that there was something deeper below that was regenerating them in this way.
It is interesting to note that what they seemed apologetic for and regretful of pertained to the Mist Dragon itself. And we learned that part of their studies while they were still alive was, I don't know what this quite means yet, but they were trying to restore voice to the dragons.
And they also mentioned something about singers.
Heritors.
Oh, the Heriter?
Yeah.
Oh, is it Yeah, they mentioned something about heritors to the song, and like she's
Don't.
not mentioned. She's specifically leaving out that the house called Conry and Eritor.
Okay. Yeah, because Connery's starting to get nervous now we're in this territory.
And it, for the most part, well, even if they were Eritors, there was really nothing to be done. Like, I can't, unless we find another Eritor who can, I don't know, claim ownership of the Arcanery. Maybe we could get more insight.
So out of character, I don't think they actually get ownership of the thing. I think that was just a joke that we ran
The
with.
AI thing? Oh, okay. I thought that you guys were actually being legit about that. So that's why that's why Mish is running with the train of thought. Maybe if we find another Eritor, they could claim ownership and yada yada yada.
It very quickly became apparent that that's not how that system worked.
Mm.
They
Or
did
maybe-
seem to find them important, but not in any official capacity.
Mm.
You'll see Belmore kind of shaking his head. There were rumors of dragon worshipping cultists that were starting to pop up in small numbers here and in Twain, but he'll turn and look at Vanessa and she'll just kind of shrug her shoulders. It didn't amount to much, but if you're saying the Tethians themselves, worshipped dragons?
Worshipped might be a strong word. I'm not entirely sure. Certainly revered, though.
There's some sort of interest with them.
As if they needed more reasons to be disgusting.
Connor's gonna kind of get tense as this conversation goes on, sitting on Mitty's shoulder.
He's gonna pull out a bag of peanuts. I'll hand Connor a peanut.
Oh yeah, he can. Connor will take it and just like try not to crush it into dust.
It is a good thing we stopped for snacks on the way.
Well, though you may not have meant to cause this change, or even aware of what you were fighting, it seems you've done Defiance something of a service in combating this Mr. Dragon.
I'm glad to be of service then.
Did we relay the fact that we didn't actually finish it off and that it is still out there?
Would you like to clarify the point?
Mike?
Yeah, I'd say Mitty would, just so that like they aren't caught completely unaware.
Yeah, the Huntmaster will nod and say, like it's not something we'll have to deal with before long, but given pressing matters, and as you have been of service, perhaps you deserve to know some of the developments that happened today while you were gone. He'll turn and look at one of the people you're unfamiliar with and say, Bertrand, if you would. And the Delver will nod, and you see him begin casting a spell. Straight out of like Harry Potter with the pensieve, he'll just be able to pull a white strand of memory out of his head and place it on the table, which resolves itself into an image of fairly heavily armored human male, fairly nondescript and unimpressive, but you, I think, Venali will notice, and I think that's it. You'll notice that the insignia on his lapel marks him as Lucindy in nature. The Huntmaster will explain. We received a message from their envoy this morning. They claimed that what was the word they used? Malcontents and terrorists were at work sabotaging the Queen's work in the fog, and that they and their armies were prepared to defend them.
Well, they clearly didn't do a good job of that.
It seems that you caught them unawares, but they did explain that they were looking for members of a adventuring group, small in number, that were split both amongst Defiance and Twain. They wanted us to hand these heretics over.
We don't have any number in Twain.
You'd have to ask them if you want clarification.
I'd rather not, oddly enough.
As from hearing the man go on about it, it seems that they've gotten orders from very high up to eliminate those who wish to harm the Order of the Foglands.
It's a pretty shitty order if they want to defend the memory-eating fog. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like the thing you want gone.
I mean,
Well,
common
it's
sense
by
does
her
say
design that it's there.
Oh,
You haven't been among the civilized peoples for very long, have you, Urso?
what kind of cock and eyebrow that civilized?
Well, you speak as if you are unaware of the tug of what's the word? Tug of war. The tug of war that's been going on for centuries here.
Yeah, I can say I'm ignorant in that regard.
Well, trust me, I don't. Vanessa doesn't. No one in Twain does. Not one of us that actually live here want the fog to persist. But we step one toe out of line to do something about it, and the Queen sends her forces after us.
I mean, is that such a big threat?
Well, it's the army that we were preventing from invading up north.
There
No.
was a time when it was, I suppose if I have to answer your question. Defiance didn't always used to be this powerful. Used to just be a collection of a few hunters trying to make a difference. Might things be different now? Maybe. But you're talking about a long history here or so. You're just now stepping into.
I mean, in that regards, these lands hold a history long forgotten even before the Tethians were around.
Aye, they do. And our delvers, and he'll indicate some of the people you didn't recognize at first, again, have been doing great work trying to learn what they can about it, but as you yourselves have seen, it's easier said than done.
Like, Misha's adopting like a thinking pose. Like she's just trying to digest all this.
Farther, did you see?
What?
Sorry, video reloaded on my internet browser.
Yes, but the Huntmaster will sort of circle back around to point standing. Seems whether you meant to or not, you've made a bit of an enemy of the colonial authority.
I don't think anyone is a bit of an enemy of them.
We've not always had good relations with them before, but this is the first time they've demanded I hand over some citizens of Defiance for their custody.
And after everything we did to stop them from getting annihilated, granted, I guess their sanity was always in question when their original idea was to try and invade the cradle.
They've been amassing forces in this region for a while. It seems like they've been prepared for something to go wrong sometime soon. But with this information, what do you intend to do?
Well, probably not remain here. It would put you lot in a difficult position of either harboring us or handing us over, neither one of which I'm sure is appealing to you.
Agreed. If anything, I'll just go on the road again.
Well, I mean, we didn't really plan on staying here anyway.
Yeah, but you know, it'd be nice to like, you know, stay home and catch up while it lasted, but if time is literally against us, then we should go now before it gets any more, what's the term? If tensions get any more heated. Best that we get out now and give them plausible deniability.
And where do you intend to go?
Wherever I'm needed, really. I am a follower of Agiateus, the god of fire. Wherever people need light, that's where I'll go. And if it so happens upon my travels that I come across people who are in need of like a source of warmth, I'll probably stop there and help them as best I can.
Didn't we have like a specific plan of where we were supposed to go after?
I was answering his question. God damn
Well,
it, you ruined the moment.
more directly, I suppose, while it was also originally our intention, now that we know that we may have fellow interlopers there, I believe our intention is to head to Twain.
Yeah, Bailmore was looking at you, Mish, and as you finish, he'll just say, pretty sentiment, and then turn to address Vinali's statement. Well, if that's your intention, I'm sure the train line will avail you of reaching your destination, but you must be aware that if their forces are banging down the trade baron's doors after more of your fellows, he has less of a spine than I do. Whatever friend you have in Twain may well already have been handed over to them.
Well, guess we'll have to figure that out. So quiet.
Yeah, it seems to have caught you guys a bit by surprise.
Well, Vinali is definitely suddenly pensive and worrying about his parents.
And Mish is pouting a bit at just being called just sentimental. She actually meant that.
Did they imply that they actually knew who we are? Like, are they looking for us specifically, or just for
They
whoever?
mentioned a group of Twain and of Defiance. They think it's, but the thing is, we can easily refute that because we have no one directly from Twain. Is that correct?
Isn't Vinali from Twain?
Mostly from Twain.
Twain adjacent.
I think I'm the only.
I
like,
spent most of my childhood in Twain, but not all of it.
like Connery's lack of memory aside, he could be literally from anywhere.
I'm from hell.
True.
Mish just face palms.
Vanessa will quirk an eyebrow and say, he's from the Scale Rot Caravan, same as me.
Wait, what?
I'm from a what? Wow.
This is not new information.
Oh, did she tell us this before?
Yes.
I forgot. Connery was more making a joke on the fact that he. But I forgot about that. Pretend like he didn't just make a
Just
stupid, confused mistake.
Well, you did get 2 marks of the dragon fog on you. Maybe you did forget again.
Got that entire conversation with Vanessa.
I love him.
I have no idea what about that implies forgetfulness, but I enjoy it anyway.
I think he's just celebrating that he forgot.
Looks like me when I'm trying to figure out what to do.
Well, for those of you that are familiar with our city here, you rest assured that our delvers and hunters will be scoping out this land that you have lifted the fog from. If there's anything of import to find, we will find it.
Do we get a 10% finder's fee?
No.
It was worth a shot.
But you are welcome to use the city services and promptly make your way to the train on the rail line on the way out. But once you get beyond our borders, if the Queen's Guard, if the Queen's Blade finds you, then expect no help from me, and expect certainly no help from anyone in Twain.
Just out of curiosity, if these Queensblade folk were to make the mistake of trying to start something while we're leaving, would that cause any problem for you guys if they weren't to report it?
Well, I can say that the Queen's Blade are not allowed within the city of Defiance at the time being. If such an event were to occur, that would be a different matter altogether.
But he will crack his knuckles together. Very well.
But a word of caution for you, Zoan. It's
Which
not.
one?
Oh, he's speaking to Mitty.
Oh, okay.
It's not the Queen's Blade you should be most concerned about.
What should I worry about?
Did you? I forget. In this conversation, did you make mention of your heritage finale?
Not specifically, actually. All I said was that I didn't spend all of my childhood in Twain.
Okay, he'll just say then, are any of you familiar with the Order of Silence?
Would Mish know?
Sounds like a fun bun.
If you want to, you could roll a religion check, but DC is pretty high.
Okay, one sec.
Would I be familiar with it?
Yes, well, roll as well to see how much you know, but it will be easier for you because you are Lucindy. Roll 20 is nice today.
Apparently.
So to make a somewhat long topic short, there are 3 main military forces in Lucindale. One of them's the barony militias, which aren't relevant for right now. But you've met the Queen's Blade before. That was all the way back in Scorn, I believe you met one of them, right?
Yeah, I was trying to
Yeah.
remember her name, but I couldn't, and I didn't have it in my notes.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look. But the Queensblade are like the state military of Lucendale. So those are the ones that are like fighting the wars of the country and serving, the country's needs. The Order of Silence is the militant branch of the Dreaming Queen's Church. So they don't answer to Lucendale, they answer just to the Dreaming Queen's clergy. They are responsible for both, primarily their job is keeping the secrets secret. So that includes both abroad, policing the Foglands, and there are Order of Silence people in Alea, but also a lot of them are back at home in Lucendale and essentially act like inquisitors, keeping the population from being too curious.
They seem like a fun group.
Sounds like a delightful organization of well-adjusted individuals.
But a nasty bunch besides. Whatever you think of them, they have the Queen's gifts, and those are not to be trifled with.
And, refresh my memory. What do you mean by Queen's gifts?
Well, all of the upper members of their order draw their power directly from her, but it is said that the highest ranking individuals of this order are directly invested with power from their deity.
So, no one to be trifled with.
So yeah, basically, Order of Silence are it's mostly comprised of like her clerics and stuff like that. And the higher up the totem pole you go with the organization, the more powerfully blessed the individuals are.
The most horrid beasts they can become.
We're not quite in Bloodborne territory yet.
Yet.
Yeah, I get the feeling in not specifically in these mechanical terms, but just in the sense of functionality that the higher up the chain of command, the less clericy and the more warlocky the relationship becomes.
Yeah, you might be on to something. Oh, and I had it in my notes. If I didn't mention it through dialogue, the top-ranking members of the Order of Silence, the 5 leaders of the organization, are called Secret Keepers.
Do they keep secrets?
Probably something in line with their job. Yeah.
Sorry.
If we get them to tell us where they live, will we find it?
Answer me these riddles 3.
Ooh, I'm good at riddles.
But the real question is, if they're such good secret keepers, how do we know they're called the secret keepers?
Because that's how the system, the ID labels them.
That's the one secret they don't need to keep.
Sometimes you just keep the safe key out in plain sight.
Because the safe is booby trapped, so even if you try to unlock it, you're gonna.
Or maybe the safe isn't even booby-trapped, but the fact that the key is out in the open is made to make you think that.
The safe is a lie.
There is no safe.
There's only the key.
Ah,
Okay, so did you guys have any other things you wanted to share or ask the assembly here?
No, I'm good.
Would you like us to go into detail about Mish's trip into hell?
Are you trying to piss off my mom again?
or how Mish single-handedly fought off that Miss Dragon. If it weren't for those damn Janes, she would have slayed it right then and there.
Is
Just-
that how MIDI laughs?
You guys just see Arain shaking her head.
Have you guys ever heard Jimmy Carr?
Yes.
Yeah, that seems to be how Minnie's laughing. Laugh every time.
All right. Well, nothing forthcoming. Balemore will dismiss this council with a pointed look at the Delvers that he had assembled and Lyseer. It's like, okay, so here's what we're gonna do about this new territory we have unlocked. But the rest of you are shown outside of the meeting room, which closes behind you as Vanessa exits, and she just holds your attention for a second, sort of smirking at all of you.
Is it a good smirk or a terrifying smirk?
A kind of bemused smirk that she elaborates with. Quite a good performance for just a few days.
What?
Wait, few days?
As you've only been within the city for, well, little over a week at this point, and you've changed things more than others have in decades.
Yeah, I tend to notice this group does that a lot.
It's a strong mixture of luck and stupidity, I find.
Mostly stupidity.
I'd be careful if I were you. If you're moving around a building and things keep breaking, it might be that the structure's not very sound underneath your feet.
Are you saying we're gonna break the world?
Sounds like the world's already broken and we're just finding all the cracks.
That's probably more apt.
She'll just kind of raise her chin at that and shrug and walk off down the corridor, her taloned toes clacking against the stonework.
She's a member of the Order of Silence, isn't she? Like, as soon as she leaves, Mish just drops that. Like, she's a member, isn't she?
You have Zoans on your continent?
Yeah?
I imagine he was talking to me.
Yeah.
As the only one from the other continent. Very rarely.
Is that why you all keep trying to come here then?
What do you mean?
Honestly, I'm not sure what the government's plan is for the colonies over here.
all the better to keep an eye on the Foglands if they have somewhere close.
It's true. Also, wouldn't surprise me if they just wanted it there as an excuse to have an invasion against the cradle.
Mayhaps. But yeah, so you guys have been told that you seem to be in a bit of hot water with some factions here. So it does sound like you'll have to leave the city fairly hastily, but something about there being other members of your party in Twain.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
Yeah, once we're
Do you think
clear of the meeting, I am going to use my newly learned spell, Sending, to reach out to my father and ask. This is, I'm like trying to keep in mind the 25-word limit. This is strange. I'm sure. New spell.
new
Is
spell?
everything okay? Reaching out.
Does counts as a word?
Probably.
Did you tell the group that you have that ability?
Not yet. No.
This
Okay,
is gonna be awkward.
then never mind.
Yeah, so basically, new spell, who dis? Are you okay?
Essentially, yeah.
It'll be a bit of a pause before you'll get back in your father's voice. Wow, son, this magic is really impressive. It, everything's okay, but you should come home soon if you're able to.
Because like they know we're here, so I'm like, do I want to spend another 3rd level spell slot to reply to that, or save it in case we get attacked on the train? I think I'm gonna err on the side of caution.
Alrighty.
Show up in a huff.
It sounds as though there's something going on in Twain, which is not surprising given what we were told. Oh, I'm sorry, I should explain. I just reached out and made contact with my father.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
what?
That's why you were looking spaced out. Is everything okay?
You can just talk to people from far?
It's something I was trying to figure out how to do, because I know that, God, I'm spacing out on her name. Manju has been able to do to reach out to me, and I was trying to figure out how she does it, and I think I've cracked the code, as it were.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
Oh.
they made mention of others of our party. The only person I can think of would be out of character. Was it Tabitha? Was that Moon's character?
I believe that was how she introduced herself to you guys, yes.
Yeah. The only other person that we know is Tabitha. Maybe she's down there too.
Check your email and see if you get. Oh, I love that.
That's a possibility, I suppose. I could try reaching out to her.
What?
I'm in my D&D file right now.
I don't care. I still.
Do you want this one too, please?
I get.
No. Oh my god, it's so serious.
Did you want to cast another sending
River
spell?
Chinook.
I'm sorry, that was my mom. I didn't.
Yeah, I could tell.
So serious.
I'm listening, I promise.
Yeah, I'll reach out to Tabitha to same kind of message, basically check in, see if she's okay, see if and ask if she's in Twain.
Also, see if you can fit in warning her.
Yeah, probably. Might be targeted by what were they? I already forgot the name. Something of silence.
The Order of Silence.
Order of Silence. I was like, Keepers of Silence? No, that's not right. Secret Keepers, Order of Silence. Got it.
Yeah, you'll get back in Tabitha's sort of melodic voice. Yes, I am in Twain. Following orders, hoping to find you soon. I'll try and keep it on the down low.
Well, she is in Twain, so it's possible that that's what they meant when they said that our party was divided.
Okay.
But given that I'm sure she is being hunted as well, safety in numbers and all that, I suppose we should make all due haste there to try to find her.
Probably wouldn't be the worst idea, yeah. Also, get us out of here quick. I'm sure Connery would agree with me on the fact that this place isn't habitable,
Yeah,
sustainable for life.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Still sitting on Mitty's shoulders, by the way.
You're lucky the ceiling clearance is high enough here.
Connor's
It's like-
behind it.
It's like a dad giving their 5-year-old son a piggyback ride, but with this, it's an 8-foot, 8-foot tall bear and a fully grown man wolf.
Wolfman. Wolfman.
I'm going to burn 5 of my sorcery points to regain my regain a 3rd level spell slot.
Oof, alrighty.
Just
I just have the sneaking suspicion that we might not get a long rest before the next combat.
you never know.
Alright, so you're keeping that in your pocket then?
Keeping what in my pocket?
The spell slot.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't know if you were burning it to do another sending.
No, I'm just replenishing stock.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Well, I will say, there's no way in Pandemonium that you're getting out of the city without talking to your mom and dad, Mish.
Yep.
But other than that, was there anything you guys wanted to accomplish in Defiance before you look at leaving the city somehow?
Mish wants to get those relics that she still has identified. So, up to what's his name?
Gidris.
Yep.
Yeah, because I was going to say we should also give him the parts of the rod to see if there's anything he could do with that, or if he even wants them.
Please fix. Like that'll literally Mish's response, like after just coming out of nowhere, just showing like fix, please.
Or if not fix, see if you can do something with it.
Okay, so you just hand over this pile of like broken clockwork pieces to the half orc who, up until 30 seconds ago, had been hammering away at something on an anvil.
Just like Looks over, nothing there. Continues hammering. Looks back up. Mish with broken object.
As you pour them out onto the anvil.
No, it doesn't pour them in the anvil. Like, she has them in a she has it in a stack.
Like a cat sneaking up on you with a fucking rat in its mouth.
Well, I can't say this isn't the first time.
Boy, I've never given you a rat. I think. Did I?
No, but what did you do this time?
Okay, this is not my fault.
You're the one who broke it.
I just pushed the button.
Yeah, and you broke it.
I broke it.
And then so Mish will explain what she thinks it is, which is a vacuum powered or a Magitech empowered vacuum that has like a suck option and an exhale option. And
So glad you didn't say blow.
Tell me more
I
about
was-
the suck option.
So, like, does that fit on the back end of the elf light, or how does this
and,
work?
like,
What is
it's it was a cylinder of pulse wave before the suck action broke,
Yeah, you got-
causing it to collapse in on itself.
Now,
Yes,
does
it's
that
sucked
work
too
with silicone-based lubricant or not?
hard.
Probably
Well,
water
considering that
based.
we
I think
didn't
silicone's gonna ruin it.
Considering we didn't use any, I can't tell you.
Bold, are we?
It might be self-lubricating.
Okay.
No, it's dry.
Okay.
Fucking
I'm gonna take a roll for Gedris to see if he can work on this, because this is definitely more on the realm of like artificer shit than he's kind of normally working with, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So let's see. Oh, he didn't roll very high.
Right.
So he'll take a few minutes, probably like a quarter of an hour, to look through the different parts, and he tries to reassemble it, jigsaw puzzle style, of figuring out how it was supposed to go together. And you can kind of help him with this, Mish. But
Yeah, and she will.
ultimately, he'll say what I just said of, yes, this is Magitech technically, but it's of Tethian make, and honestly far beyond my kin of how to put it back together. Whatever you did to break this, it's broken.
I just pushed the button. Aww.
Well,
then-
to be fair, it's worthless scrap now, and we need to leave in a hurry, so you have all the time in the world to tinker with it and see if you can do anything with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say worthless. I'm sure, if anything, that the metal, enchanted as it is, probably has value. But
I mean, can you make use of anything with it?
I mean, if you want to
If
dump it, I'll take it. I can't say I'll pay you top dollar for it.
Well, then consider it like payment for identifying this one. And she shows him the one with the onyx core, was it?
Think
The
it was
obsidian
obsidian?
capstone. Yeah, the obsidian capstone.
Oh, you also got the sword thing too.
Yeah, who's hanging on to that? I forget.
Mish.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the somewhat Magitech sword that is meant for binding things, like it connects to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that too.
A bit
If you
Tesla
could
gun.
identify if you could identify these, we can just call it even.
Alrighty. So you just want him to identify those two things? Because you guys got like a bunch of shit.
Like that's from Mish, but if anyone else needs identifying,
What else do we have? Oh, we got the gems.
Let's see. You got the collapsible chest. You got a cloak that I think Vinali had.
Mm-hmm. I have one intact and several cracked fog crystals,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if he's going to be able to identify those. That's not really techie.
No, but
and
we
not to
could probably
mention-
trade that to the old rabbit. Or the old cat.
That, not to mention, Midi, didn't you also take pieces of like the crystals that could freeze time?
That's what the fog crystals are, I'm assuming.
Oh,
No, those
okay.
are two different things.
Ah, then yes. I grabbed I grabbed a couple for Vinali.
Okay, so the scrap of the old cylinder and all of the time stop crystals are not magical items, and they're merchant fodder, to use video game term.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can sell those.
Press the sell old junk button.
Everything else you mentioned, except for the fog crystals, are magic items. So
So, off to the cat shop?
Is the tiny chest that Connery has, is that the collapsible one you mentioned?
correct. Yep. So between Gedrist and if you want to involve Curiosity's sheath, then you can also get stuff identified there.
Yeah, because I just want most of the stuff identified.
Okay, so first and foremost, the other cylinder you have, Mish, it works the same way as the previous one. It's like a wand that you don't need to be a spellcaster to use. The spell contained within is Wither and Bloom.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
Okay, so Wand of Wither Bloom / Bloom.
Sounds like it'd be right up Midi's alley.
Yeah, and you can find 5e Tools has that spell, but it looks like it's from the Strixhaven book.
Okay.
But you can just look it up, Wither and Bloom, on 5e Tools, and it'll have it for you.
Oh, it's one spell, not two separate spells?
It's Wither and Bloom. That's just the spell name.
Yeah, it's got the multi-purpose spell. One of those like pickaxe or
Right. Putting in the chat, that's the cloak and the chest for you.
ooh, that's pretty cool.
So wind it for a full minute straight?
Mm-hmm.
My poor fingers. Connery's poor fingers.
And last but not least, Numa.
Quick question.
Yes.
All rogues, regardless of, all rogues, regardless of subclass, can take the hide as a bonus action. Right?
Correct.
That might be really good for you, Cal. The Proto-Limbic.
Oh, Connery's also got 126 worth of golden stuff that he wants to sell. I don't know if he can sell it here or if he has to take it somewhere else.
Yeah, you can definitely sell that here.
Then he's going to sell that here. What is 249?
Yeah, I'm interested in the cloak.
I don't mind handing it over.
Oh, so you with Numa, you actually. Oh, it's a sacrifice thing. Okay. I could actually use that.
Numa.
How's your
so angry.
constitution mod?
Mine?
Yeah. know Mitty doesn't like to use weapons, but I remember Mitty has a really high Constitution score.
Mine's maxed, right?
Where would I put
It's-
this?
Until I hit 20, mine is maxed. And then once I hit 20, it'll be super maxed.
Yeah, currently my constitution is sitting at a 2. A +2.
Would Mitty use Numa?
Ooh, that's a tough one to think. So,
Because +2, the DC is going to be really low.
let me think about this real quick.
Yeah, right now the DC would be 13.
It looks like mechanical as all hell, Rin.
Yeah, so if I had to describe it, it's a clockwork lightsaber hilt that turns into a blade of air.
Okay.
Would I put this under, well, let me amend that. Where would I put this on my sheet?
You can just add the item into your inventory.
Okay.
So, I could make use of that.
No, you don't have to use it as a weapon. You can just use it for
Yeah,
AoE.
that's what I was thinking for the special effect, because that gives me AoE, which is something I don't currently have. And I could make pretty good use of that, that saving throw.
Yeah, right now it would be a DC 16 for you.
Yeah. Which is pretty good.
It is also just a +1 weapon, though, for like anyone that uses it.
Yeah.
I think Mitty is the best choice for Numa.
Okay.
Like, yeah, for the special effect, as a weapon, though, I don't, like, Beast Barbarian doesn't get much use out of, like, normal weapons because all their stuff requires natural weapons to, proc their effects.
It depends on whether you want to take better use of the special effect, or if someone wants the just slightly better statistical weapon.
It could come in handy if I was ever out of ranges. Because then I wouldn't be completely,
You wouldn't be completely screwed.
yeah.
And that's what you could just, like, cleave a path through, right?
Mhm.
Then yeah, I'm fine with, like, you taking it. Because what's your con? Your con is +5,
20.
right? I meant your bonus.
Oh, +5, yeah.
Yeah,
So
then you're
it'd be
looking,
16.
your proficiency's at 1?
No. So the save they would have to make is a 16 right now
Oh, okay.
with their current proficiency bonus. So yeah, if no one has any objections to it, I can take it.
And it gives you an AoE, and you're one of the few people that doesn't have one right now.
So, Mitty, you will take for the time being Numa, the Breath of Dragons.
Neat.
Also, let me see here. Everybody roll me a D100.
Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Alright.
Those like 3 are really close together. That's funny.
Yeah, that's uncanny.
And then
And I
there's me.
rolled, and then I rolled literally smack dab in the middle.
Then there's Maud.
Between all of us, we have hovering around 75, 50, and 25.
Okay, so between the vendor trash you guys accumulated and other things you've taken from the Arcanery to sell, you will receive a lump sum of 583 gold.
Yay!
Do we remember what our
Does that include the 126 that Connery sold, or is this
That
not
does
reviewed?
not. That does not include the batch you did.
Okay.
So if you want to, do you want to add that into the party fund, or was Connery keeping that for himself?
I already added it into Connery's.
Okay, gotcha.
But you guys can split the 500 amongst yourselves. I'm at 375 right now.
So just out of
Make
curiosity,
noises.
does anybody remember how much we paid in for this excursion?
I paid almost everything I had.
Well, I know that. I'm saying, what was the total cost to be able to actually go out on this?
How much was each medallion?
I do not remember.
Yeah, that was too long ago for me to remember.
It was at least a couple hundred.
Yeah, because I recall it being pricey.
Though we do
I th-
still have a little bit of charge left in them, so we could either A, resell them, or B, hang on to them for the next time we head in.
I don't think they have the structural integrity to last. I mean, weren't they
Oh, that's
cracking?
right, they were cracking, yeah.
Yeah, so we
Didn't
probably
we have
shouldn't
spares
hang on to
then?
that. Can we what?
Didn't we have spares like in the cart or something?
No.
Were those ones cracking?
The
I don't
only
think we
ones
could
we
do
had-
spares because they all get used up at the same time.
Yeah, but if there's some charge left in the ones that we had that are, there could be some charge left in the other one. And, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we took spares because of that.
Oh, okay. I thought we bought like a lot.
No, we bought.
Put a lot of time.
So it's like a level of enchantment. It's one item, but it holds like a certain amount of hours to it.
Oh.
Yeah, we could have like had a couple of days, but we went for I think a whole week.
I think two
Yeah,
actually.
2 weeks,
2
yeah.
weeks, yeah.
And what was the final cost for that?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I want to say it was like 100, between 100 and 200 gold per one, and you guys had Mish pay for all of them, so it was like 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
Something akin to that, but
Shouldn't Mish get reimbursed since this was a job for her?
I mean, yeah, I'm fine with that, but
Well, that's something we definitely can discuss with her parents before we leave.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's true. This could totally be comped by what's his
By the
face's
church. By the
salary.
Yeah.
Specifically your dad's salary.
I mean, if anything, if he says no, I get to think he will be overturned.
I don't think he.
I don't think he's dumb enough to say no.
Out of curiosity, does Iraine outrank him, or does he technically outrank her?
I think they're. It sounded like they're just like two heads of different departments.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
impression I got.
yeah, so Iraine is the leader of this church. As the Purifier, Malash doesn't answer to any one church. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So it's like the regional so it's this sect of the church, and he is part of the military arm of it, but not like of the whole organization.
So in general, she is supposed to outrank him in matters pertaining to the cathedral in Defiance.
That and personnel, I would assume.
Right? Technically, and that's why she banished you. She had final say over your position because you were her charge, technically.
Mm.
That's one way to word it. She banished you.
No, when you boil it to when you bring it
I
down
mean,
to
she
brass tacks,
did.
she did.
You did. It just sounds funny. Banished by your own mother.
Gee, thanks.
Go learn something.
Okay, but not here. What?
I banish thee to the realms of knowledge.
I mean, if you really want to look at it in very broad terms, she banished you to hell.
Technically.
Yeah, I dare you to bring that up during
I-
this
Do
meeting.
you? Do you really dare them?
Listen,
Actually, that's a horrible thing. Shut up. Never mind. I didn't say anything.
Mitty is known for many things. Fearlessness is one of those.
Not one of them.
Your mom is kind of scary.
Yeah. Mitty also, especially having two moms, probably knows not to fuck with moms.
I mean, I'm sure Mitty got like suplexed many a time by Real Bear Mom.
Real bear mom?
Real Bear Mom. We don't talk about her.
Aw.
Mostly because I didn't really like think of anything for her.
Hey, I just assumed she probably had died a little while ago.
That's what I figured as well. That's what I thought.
But keep in mind with this. I know we have at least one new player with magic items that require attunement. Because none of you are artificers, people can only have 3 attuned items.
I think.
So do keep that in mind. And I think at least one person had to unattune with something because you guys had to attune to the guardian runes because
Yeah,
you're
that was
not.
me.
Yeah, because you're not in the Foglands now, you can unattune from that and rebalance your shit accordingly.
I can't remember. Shit, I wrote it down. Was my arm guard? Is that attuned? Was that attuned?
It is, yes.
Okay, so that should be 2 attunement slots left.
I think the only thing
I'll pick
Connor's got to attune to is his wristbands, the Weary Delver thing.
Yeah, you have that. Mitty, you actually are full because you have the wristbands, you have Numa, and you have the.
Oh yeah, Gem
Gem
of
of
Quickening
Quickening.
Ice. Yeah.
At least you can get rid of the pendant now.
The cold burp.
What pendant?
The. No,
The
not that
anti-
pendant.
The anti-fog pendant.
No.
But yeah, I don't have that many magic items.
Well, you have your cylinder now, and try not to break this one.
Oh, by the way, did Kedris actually say this is how you do this without breaking it in that deadpan tone?
Oh no.
Okay, so they have a charge system.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to use it more than once within a time frame you're not allowed to know, you have to start rolling D100s to have a failure chance.
Oh.
Because you rolled I think it was like a 3 or whatever the fuck it was. That's why it broke.
It was bad, yes.
Basically, unlike a wand, which has like mini charges, you get one free use of it. But trying to use it more in succession will have a higher chance of it breaking.
Okay.
So like the threshold for failure goes up every use until that cooldown's hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
there is actually one item in 5e that functions like that. I want to say it's called the wind fan.
I'll take your word for it.
The living encyclopedia of magical items, Azure.
He has them in a spreadsheet.
I
Do
actually
you
do.
really?
I haven't updated it in forever, to be fair, but I was trying to make a spreadsheet that I could just... Because one thing that 5e Tools does not let you do is search descriptions.
Yep.
So, like, you can remember, like, there was a magic item that did blank, but I don't remember the name of it, and there's no way to look it up.
I mean, Google?
Sometimes, sometimes not. It depends on if you remember how it's worded.
True.
Alright, so that was most of your shopping you wanted done?
Yeah.
Oh, so how are we dividing the money? Or were you going to wait to see if we get reimbursed first?
We're gonna wait till we get reimbursed first. And if there is no reimbursement, dibs.
Because you involved the you had Caro Far Trader help you identify some things, he is going to ask you to purchase something from his shop.
Okay.
So the cheapest thing, as I pull up my notes on his offerings, is a potion of fungus for 10 gold.
Oh, yes.
You just... Wow.
Connery really likes portobello mushroom.
It's a nicety. We can do that.
I want my Carl's Jr.'s new portobello mushroom burger.
Oh, that sounds good.
Okay, so you have for 10 gold, you get a potion of fungus.
I want it. I'm buying it.
I'm almost
I don't even need to
scared.
know what it does. I want it.
There's a
Can I
humongous
ask what it
fungus
does?
among it.
Huh?
Can I ask what it does?
No, it's gonna be a surprise.
Like, as so she's gonna wait until Connery just like walks away, and then she's gonna turn to the owner and go, "So what does that do exactly?"
It's fungus in a vial.
SG face bombs.
You charge 10 gold for that?
Ask them if it's edible fungus.
So like, is it the ingested kind, or is it the
And I'm not talking drugs.
ingested kind?
How much psilocybin does this thing pack?
It's what? Listen, cat. You put it in your mouth.
Mish just gives this person the biggest deadpan. Look, is it legal or not? If it's something that's off the if it's something that's off the table, we'll walk away. If it's something that's fine, just tell us.
I mean, he just sold it to us.
I mean,
Pretty sure it's on the table.
Used him.
You just see him like arranging a giant stack of gold like into little piles of 5 coins. He's like, I'm still counting the shit you paid in my store last time you were here.
What a fucking chat! Oh, I fucking love this guy. If this place hasn't been destroyed by dragons, next time we come back, this is our prime shopping location.
Alrighty. Well, probably we'll go on to checking back into the cathedral one more time next, but if you guys want to take a 5-minute break?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Sure.
need to eat something. I haven't eaten anything all day.